Alright, what's up guys? So today we're gonna start the new project of mine, which I've kind of hinted here and there on Instagram and stuff, but today I'm just bored at home, so I'm gonna just start taking the car apart and then start mocking up some of the pieces to it. Background, you've never seen it before, this is my garage. We're not up at the shop. Eventually, when I start doing the suspension stuff and all the engine stuff, the car will be up at the shop. So, but for right now, just test fitting all the body pieces that I have. I'm just gonna do it here, and then when the time comes, I'll bring it up to the shop. So let me go show you guys the project car, and I'll start showing you all the body pieces for it. I also have my little helper out here today, and my neighbor is cutting his grass. So if you could hear that, I'm sorry. But this is the project car. This is my 1995 Subaru Impreza Coupe. I have had these in the past. I've had two of them. Well, then if you count my white RS that I have also, I've had three of them. This is my fourth one that I've purchased off some dude here in Connecticut. It's actually pretty clean. The rocker panels are clean. The quarter panel, obviously you can see, is the typical Subaru rust, but for what I'm going to be doing to it, that won't matter. Same with this side. It's got the typical rust, but like I said, all that's going to be cut out. So there's not going to be much rust repair that I need to do on this thing. It's just going to be basically just sealing that whole area up when we do the wide body kit that I have for it. But it's pretty clean all the way around though. The roof is good, the hood and everything is good. The kit that I have replaces literally pretty much everything on the sides. It has a front bumper, front fenders, side skirts, rear quarters, and rear bumper. So it's going to pretty much replace everything. I'm also going to be taking these doors off, and I'm going to be putting my white RS doors on, just because it has power windows, power locks and everything. But I'm pretty sure I could just swap that over to these. But the door hinges on this one, the door drops down a little bit when you go to close it. And I looked up if I could buy door hinges, and you can't through Subaru. You have to just find someone who has new old stock, which I found some, but they're like close to $200 for just 4 door hinges. And I literally just yesterday I tested I opened up the doors on my RS, and the hinges don't drop like this one does. So I'm just gonna swap the door and the hinges from the RS over to this one. But the interior is super clean, but that's not gonna matter in this case, because this is the pre-facelift Imprezas, so it has the older style dash. You can kind of see older style, like center, the dash and the door panels are all the older style. I'm actually going to be swapping my entire RS dash and interior into this car. So I have another Impreza Coupe that this gray interior is going to go into, because the other one that I have has a tan interior of this version, and it's kind of beat up, and gray looks a whole lot better than this. So looks a whole lot better than the tan. So this whole clean gray interior will be eventually swapped into that one, which I'll probably do videos of that car too once this one's done, or at least once I start that one. It's super clean. Before I bought it, I looked underneath, and it's pretty clean. It has one area on the other rocker that is a little bit rotted, but not nearly as bad as my RS Coupe that I have. Ever since I got rid of my last one, which you guys actually saw on my YouTube channel, the drift car one that I made, ever since I got rid of that, I've always wanted another coupe. And so that's when I bought my white RS Coupe that I have. But it kind of, it didn't run, it didn't drive, the brake lines were rotted on it, and the rust underneath, well, I should say the rot underneath, was not bad enough that it's not fixable. It is, but I wanted to kind of start with something that's just already cleaner, so just a quicker process of just fixing the rot on it, which this one is a whole lot cleaner than the white one that I have. So that was the reason why I kind of wanted to get this one, and plus all the coupes are going up in value. It's harder and harder to get coupes, especially fairly clean ones, or really any in general. So that's why I bought this other one that I have, which is up at the shop right now that it's not here, so I can't show you. It's super clean. It's not rust free, but it's rot free, and that's why I bought that one too. So I'm gonna show you guys parts of the body kit, and then I'm gonna try and, I don't think I have jack stands though, that's the only problem. Maybe I have some in the trailer. I want to at least get the front test fitted today, so front fenders and the front bumper, which maybe I could work around it because I got to get the fender liners out. So we'll see what I can get done today. So about a month ago I ordered this ABW 60mm World Rally kit. So they make a whole bunch of different kits. They make them for the 2 doors, the 4 doors. They do like other style wide body kits. They also do like a 22B replica kit. But I wanted to go for more of the WRC style. So the fender arches are actually a whole lot higher, so you can see kind of where this fender line is right here compared to this. And then if you look at like the stock fender, where that fender line would be is right here compared to that. So it's gonna be like maybe the wheel arch is gonna be maybe like 2 inches higher, which actually maybe where these side marker lights, yeah, it's about 2 inches. So it'll be a bigger wheel gap, but what you can do, what I've seen, is that you could lower the car down more, and then it'll fill in that gap a little bit. So that's what I kind of wanted to go with. I liked the aggressiveness of the wheel arches in this kit, and then the only downside is that these front bumpers aren't as low. It doesn't have as big as a front, like a lip on it, just because of, like, you know, the rallycross stuff. The regular 22B one, I think, has the part that it hangs down lower and it goes up a little bit in the center and then back down. But I've seen people use like the easy lip stuff to make, like, I don't know, a little bit more of a, like the lip on it. So I might do that. First I wanted to be able to get the whole kit on, and then once I redo all the suspension, get the ride height set where I want it, I'll see where, like, how low the front lip is, because I don't need this thing. I'm not going to make it slammed. I'm making it completely functional and like drivable. So we'll just see at that point, which is a long ways away. And then the wheels I'm going to put on it are actually at least I'm like 95% sure I'm going to be using these. They're the Ray's Graham Light 57 CRs that I've had, that I actually originally put on my SC drift car. I'll probably be running these. They're 17x9s all the way around. So I might run those. Obviously I need to get the fenders on and then put these on to see. I know I'll probably have to use a spacer because this is pretty wide. But I'll have to see if I have to use like too big of a spacer, then I probably won't run those, because I don't want like a 2-inch spacer or something. I'd be fine with like a 1-inch spacer. So if I could do these wheels with a 1-inch spacer to fit, you know, fairly flush, I'd be totally fine with that. Which it's perfect. It's totally possible. I just have to get the front on at least to test fit. Which now I'm thinking I have 1-inch adapters that will work for those wheels and bolt onto this. So maybe if I get the bumper and the fenders on today, I might be able to test fit at least maybe 2 of the front wheels, which actually be kind of cool. I would actually really like to do that. So maybe I'll do that, at least if I can get those fender liners out. Alright, so enough talking. I'm going to see off camera how difficult it is to get those fender liners at least maybe moved out of the way. And then she's going to start taking the car apart, right? Are you going to take the car apart for me? Huh? You going to take the car apart? No, probably not. I'll have to do that. Alright, I'll get back with you guys once I figure out the fender liner situation. Alright, so that escalated really quickly. Right, Weenie? Did you do that? Did you take it apart for me? So, instead of removing the fender liners, I just drilled out the little plastic clips that held it into the fender. yeah, the fender. Same with the bumper. So I couldn't get, for some reason the fog lights, I couldn't figure out how to take them out. So I just unbolted the entire inner, like the actual bumper beam itself, because in order to fit that bumper on, you need either, I think it's an RS bumper beam or one of the JDM ones, which I actually have. So I figured I would have to take it off after the bumper anyway, so it was just easier to just take it all off as one big piece, and plus I'm not reusing anything from that. So now I'm just going to grab the bumper beam that I have, and I'll just put that on so I can get the bumper on. And then the fenders, this one for the bumper didn't want to come out, so I just yanked it and it came off. But this one I'm not going to need anymore, but this fender is actually still in good shape, and I'm going to reuse this one on my green Impreza that I have, because this area of the fender on the green Impreza is all like, I don't know, it's a little bit dented in and it's a little rusty, so I'm going to repurpose this one for that car. But there we go. So now it's all, the whole front end is taken apart, so now I can start test fitting those fenders, which I need to just test fit and then drill the holes for. And I'm going to get all new hardware for the fenders and stuff, but I'm just going to reuse the bolts that I have now just for all mock-up. Same with the front. I'm going to repaint the whole car, so this red behind this, like for the red for the radiator support and stuff, all of that will be gone. Well, not gone, but it'll all be painted. So this is all just the mock-up, plus like it's all dirty and stuff on the inside. So this whole thing will be, once the engine and tranny are out and the whole thing's stripped down to a chassis, it'll get all cleaned and then painted, and probably most of it will be undercoated. So I'm just going to clean up some of the dirt and stuff from where the fenders were, and then we're going to start test fitting the fenders. Alright, so I got this passenger side fender on, and this thing is crazy wide. Crazy wide. Look how, I don't know if the camera can do it justice, look how farther it sticks out. That's crazy. If I were, you know, I've done like, I did a 50mm wide body on the last one that I did. It was just like an eBay, not eBay, but it was AIT front fender replacement and then quarter panels. That was supposed to be like 40 to 50-ish, but this is 60mm, and you can definitely tell it's 60mm. I kind of wanted to go for like an OEM Plus look on this car. Maybe in order to do that, I probably should have did the 35mm kit, but nonetheless, this is gonna look sick when it's done. That's crazy. But then look at where the old, oh, maybe you can't see, the old fender liner used to be, so that's where the fender arch used to be, and now look at where it is now. So like I said, it's like 2 inches higher, which I think looks sick. You know, maybe it's not what some people like, but I really like that. That's gonna be able to put the car down. Like, realistically, like if I stay around this size tire, I have a good like 8 inches of drop that I can do. So figure that all the way around. So from here to here, I'd say that's probably almost close to 10 inches of like fender gap now. So I can go a good, I could drop it like, no joke, like 6 inches, and I'll still have like 2 inches of wheel gap. So I could probably get this thing sitting like pretty low to the ground with just this WRC kit without needing like a front lip or anything. Which I was still debating on maybe building my own front splitter like I did with the BRZ. I still might do that, but this is crazy. Now I'm gonna go get the other one on, and then we'll work on getting the bumper beam on and do the front bumper. But the gap, they actually had like little tiny holes, not holes, but little indents where to drill the holes. You might be able to see one maybe over here, like something like that kind of. I already drilled this one, like these are for the headlights. But so, and the fitment is good. That gap is pretty much what that factory fender was, and I still have more movement, so I could get this gap a little bit closer. Same with the door, but when the door opens, fits, nothing hits. It's good. The fitment is good. I heard good things about ABW. with their fitment and everything. And so far it's true. Okay, the other side is now on. Just gotta, when I'm doing the finishing work on these, I just gotta sand this edge down just a little bit. I got it to fit with the door opening and closing, and also these door edge guards aren't gonna be here anymore, so that'll make up some room for right here. It contacted just a little bit, but I was able to slot this lower one just a little tiny bit, maybe like literally like 2 millimeter, and push the fender that way at the bottom a little bit, and now it clears. And the gap is a little bit more even, but you can still tell the gap right here is a little bit closer than the rest, so a little bit of sanding right there, and that'll be fine. Other than that, the gap all the way around still looks good. My helper is inspecting the job. Now I'm just gonna go grab that bumper beam, get that bolted on, and then the last part for now will just be getting that bumper on. I don't have any hardware to mount it up into here on either side, so I'll probably just have to tape it for now. But I can't wait. This thing's gonna be sick, and it's still like crazy wide. I can't believe how wide this thing is. That's not even like the rear quarter panel and the side skirt too. This thing's gonna be amazing. Okay, so the JDM bumper beam is now on. I just did one bolt on either side because it's all gonna have to come off again anyway. But so these bumper beams, I don't know if people knew this or know this or not, but you can actually still buy these from the dealership, like here in the US. So if you're interested in getting one, that's the part number right there. And it's only like, I think it was like 75 bucks. This one was either, because I bought the rear one too. So one of them was like 75 and one of them was like 50. So the last time I bought one of these, I actually ordered it I bought it off eBay, and it was a used one. And I paid like, I don't know, I think $150 or something for this. And it was a used one, so it was still a little rusty. It wasn't brand new. And I didn't even know, but you could literally just search the part number either on like a Subaru parts website, or you could just go right to the dealership and just give them the part number and they could order them. I thought that was really cool. I really like finding like new old stock. Like they obviously they don't make these anymore. These are just all the new old stock, and they have them in the US, which is crazy. So I thought that was cool. That's the part number. Eventually when I get to the back bumper, I'll show you guys the part number to that one. But now let's go throw the bumper on. Alright, so I literally just have the bumper resting just on that bumper beam. And, you know, obviously I need to adjust it a little bit. The corner right there isn't 100% lined up, but obviously when I go to drill the holes and mount the bolts, obviously I can make it. Same with this side. I just have to get it pulled back a little bit like that. But this looks sweet. So it's a 22B World Rallycross style bumper. If I can find fog light brackets and stuff that can mount fog lights in there, I probably will. If not, I'll just run those covers. But like you can see how big of a bumper, how big of a gap I have in the front. But again, like I said, lowering it 6 to 8 inches, it's going to be pretty close to the ground. It has the potential to be probably 2 to 3 inches off the ground, depending on how low I want to put it. That looks good. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna put maybe I'll put the lights back in. I'll take the bumper back off, put the lights in, just so I could get those holes mounted up. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then I gotta stop down at my storefront to grab those spacers for the front so that we can test fit those wheels, because those fenders stick out a crazy amount more than I thought. But we'll see. We'll go down to the store quick, grab my adapters, and then yeah, we'll test fit those wheels. Alright, so this side still has the WRX wheel on it. I just got the raised wheel on this side. For some reason, it makes it look even funnier about how big the wheel gap is. Yeah, so I just put the 1-inch adapter from ISC on, and I got the wheel test fitted on, which actually pokes out. Well, it sits flush, but it's poked out maybe like maybe like 5 to 8 millimeter, but it's also not nearly as low as it's gonna be. Clearly, I don't think I'm gonna be monster trucking it everywhere. So naturally, with the McPherson style suspension that this has, when you lower it, it's gonna automatically negative camber it. So it'll tuck it in just a little bit, and I like that, like, I don't know, meaty, slightly aggressively cambered wheel. Not like Stance Nation, but like you guys will see. And actually, my BRZ kind of is like it. It has like a decent camber to the wheel, but like, you know, track oriented. And so I feel like those will fit really nicely once it's actually lowered to its proper height. Alright, so I got the headlights and the, what are they called? Parking lights, I guess? Side lights in. And don't really pay attention to the gap right here, which is close. Or like these, it's kind of spread, at least it's farther apart. All that is final fit and finish. Once it gets up to the shop is when I'll start dealing with like the real fine tuning of getting these all lined up. But right now it's just getting them on. And I closed the hood for the first time with the fenders and stuff on, and the gaps aren't bad. Literally just little tiny adjustments, which I can still do, and it'll all come in. So then I also got this wheel on, so now both front wheels are on, and I'm actually happy with the fitment. Once obviously it gets lowered like 10 feet, the wheels will fit a little bit better. And then obviously I got to get the fender liners actually out, because right now they're just chilling in here still. I got to move some of the wiring around, and obviously, like, before I get ready to paint and or wrap any of this stuff, I got to obviously cut out the side marker areas. Same with like this stuff I got to get rid of because it's actually sticking out of where the bumper is. But I am going crazy over what it looks like. I love it. Once I get the rest of the kit just test fitted, especially like the rear bumper too. I've got the rear bumper over here for it. It's like a 22B replica one, but like the WRC version, so the arch areas are a little bit sunken in more to meet with the bigger arches. But so that's cool. So it's not going to have the little like the fake rub guard things on it, and it has cool little exhaust area and stuff. But so that's going to be it for today. Just getting the front end on. Next video I'll work on, I should have went up to the shop and grabbed my Clico pins so I can mount the rear quarters and mount the side skirts, but I forgot those, so I'm just gonna have to put that in a separate video. So I'm gonna leave you guys off there. I feel like it was a success today getting the front end on. Makes me super motivated to get this wide body kit actually done, because the quarter panels in the back are gonna be molded, and I'm gonna see what I can do about maybe molding the side skirts too, just to make it all like one nice like seam body line going across. And then obviously the front fenders have to stay unboltable, and then obviously the bumpers too. But I want to try and make the side skirts and the rocker panel all part of the car. But so that's gonna be a process of just getting it all molded and make it all sanded all perfectly smooth. And then probably the step after that would be primering the entire car. And then see cost-wise of paint versus just wrapping it for now. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet. Ideally, I would want to paint it, the whole thing. Just strip it down to literally nothing and then paint it, which is still a possibility. I gotta see how much that would cost. I gotta see if one of my buddies could possibly do it, maybe. So that's gonna be it for this episode. If you want to keep on seeing more of this content, which probably all of the next videos will be Impreza Coupe, I'm gonna call it restoration content, then give me a subscribe, thumbs up for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.